Today we take a look at the Drillog, a stainless steel substitute for glass dip pans, which was sold worldwide via a Kickstarter campaign. Is it as good as we thought? Hello, my name is Chris, and this is Writing Delight. Here we take a closer look at the Drillog from Shion. I bought this one myself during the corresponding Kickstarter campaign. And as you can see from these pictures, I also brought the extras. The Drillog consists of a barrel. Here we have different versions selectable. Each barrel is of course accompanied by a small manual. This barrel I choose has a special feature that the middle part can hold 2 writing units. Since this writing unit was to be bought separately. And here you also had the choice which width you wanted to have, 0.5mm or 0.8mm. This writing unit is simply screwed into the barrel, or in this case into the center section. As an extra, there was the option of a so-called PenRest and a ColorPuddle. The ColorPuddle is intended to hold several colors so that you can quickly pick them up with a Drillog. To do this, you can use the included eyedropper to fill the small milled openings with different inks. Here we take a look at the center part, which has a twisted exterior in this version. We can see the fine machining very well. Of course, we also take a look at the writing unit. After all, this is what makes the Drillog. The name is also derived from the similarity of the tip to a drill. Here we see the clean and very fine machining. These grooves are supposed to hold the ink and guide it forward to the tip. Here, however, we immediately see a small problem if the Drillog is cleaned only with clear water as indicated. Small residues remain, but they are not visible to the naked eye. But more about that at the end. How the Drillog feels in the hand depends very much on which barrel variant you have chosen. In this variant, the Drillog is quite short with only one cap. If you screw on the second cap, the pen lies very comfortably in the hand. But now to the most important point, the writing sample. This is where the pen was massively advertised. The writing behavior is of course not comparable with a fountain pen. As with glass dip pens, there can be no flex here. However, the writing tip does not scratch the paper. You can compare the behavior here excellent with glass pens. The only difference is that the writing tip here is more stable and not prone to breakage. The Drillog was advertised with a statement that up to an A4 page with a filling would be writable. This depends of course on the paper, width of the writing tip and the ink. But here I could not produce this result in any of my tests, no matter with which ink paper combinations. I am, as you can see here in the various writing samples, far from it. The writing tip really writes quite fine in the 0.5mm version, but that also depends on the ink. Let's take a look at how the pen compares in size. We have it here together with a Visconti Homo sapiens, a Pelikan M815 metal striped, an Otterhood Design 04, a Staedtler Initium, and a Lamy Safari. Here the Drillog is always the shortest pen. In the second comparison, it is with the Diplomat Aero, a Staedtler TRX, a Cleo Scribent Aura Laguna Dragon, an Online Bohemian Art, and a Kaweco AL Sport. Again, the Drillog is small in this version, but usable. I have to admit I'm of two minds about the Drillog. I think it's great. It's absolutely cleanly processed, and the idea is great. Also, the versatility. That the 0.5mm writing tip is a bit too fine for me then is my fault. The Kickstarter campaign did say that this tip was ideal for general writing. But elsewhere also that this is roughly equivalent to a fine nib. A medium nib width would be nicer, but that's my mistake. The practical point is, I could get another writing unit with a 0.8mm width and include it in this barrel. That's a great thing. But then we have the price point. The writing unit costs about the same as a barrel, and we're in the triple digits for either one. So not an inexpensive pleasure, but with the absolutely clean processing to understand. Unfortunately, of course, then there is customs and postage. But where I am actually a little disappointed and amazed is how long I can write with the Drillog. That you cannot necessarily write an A4 page full was of course clear to me. But as you can see in my writing samples, I didn't write much and the ink flow stopped. Of course, it depends a lot on the paper and the ink, but these were already the better results. I had expected to see a bit more, especially since this is a finer version of the writing tip and therefore also a little less ink is brought to the paper. I am surprised because I have also heard quite positive in this regard. Don't get me wrong, the Drillog is good, but I expected more. Not really an A4 page, but more than I could now. Whereby this is of course already good. Better than most of the glass pens I own. Than most of it. As with glass tip pens, the Drillog is very easy to clean. Simply with water. Ideally with running water, but a glass of water will do if necessary. However, small ink residues may remain that have dried on. The faster you clean the pen, the less this is. But that didn't seem too bad to me. These are generally not really visible, unless you leave the Drillog for a bit and the ink can already dry a bit. But even this ink residues can be removed over time without mechanical actions. Of course, you should not rub this pen on the writing tip either. But all in all, the Drillog is far more stable than any glass tip pen. Also due to the cap that can be screwed over the tip when not in use. Is it possible to recommend the Drillog? This is a bit of a tough one for me now. I don't want to advise against it, because I like the Drillog. But it is expensive. It is still suitable for my purposes, even if I would have preferred a medium nib width. Because, among other things, I wanted to have a replacement for glass tip pens, which is just a little more stable. At the same time, I didn't want to write long texts. But it would have been nice if it could write longer. All in all, the Drillog is really excellently manufactured. And if you are looking for something exactly like this, you'll find a good writing instrument here. Just don't get the wrong idea of how long the Drillog can write with the filling. But maybe there will be improvements to this in the future. I imagine that there are still some things being tried and improved here. What do you think about the Drillog? Would it be something for you? I would like to thank you for watching. If you liked the video, just leave a thumbs up here. And feel free to subscribe to the channel. In addition to showing a wide variety of writing instruments, there will of course be more help videos on a wide variety of topics. So thank you, and see you next time.